Buenos días, alumnos y alumnas, muchachos y muchachas. This is Mr. Perez. Today is March 31st, 2020. Hoy es el 31 de marzo, año 2020. For today's lesson, this is the last lesson that we're going to be doing that are the preliminary lessons. So what you should be looking forward to today is this is the last lesson that's going to look like the last ones. I'm going to continue to do the videos so you guys can watch the videos as I go through the lessons. But this is the last one of the preliminary lessons. Tomorrow, we're going to begin the chapters. So let me tell you what the week is going to look like, okay? So today, last day for the preliminary lessons. Hopefully you've enjoyed these lessons. You've been able to practice at home. And all these things are, again, just to build up your vocabulary, okay? Once we start the chapter tomorrow I'm going to wrap up the preliminary lessons and we're going to do a mini review of the things we've learned. I'm also going to introduce you guys to the chapter, and that's all we're doing for tomorrow, okay? On Thursday, we are going to start the chapter 1. We're going to be looking at how to describe people and things. So let me just show you really quickly what that looks like. If it works. Here we go. So we just did all the preliminary lessons. Today's is on the weather and the seasons. We're going to do a review tomorrow. And then as you can see, chapter 1 is the next thing. So we're going to start chapter 1 on Thursday. I'm going to introduce it tomorrow, but we're not really going to start until Thursday, okay? Thursday, we're going to do vocabulary 1. And Friday, we're going to do vocabulary 2 along with your first formative assessment, okay? Now, I will obviously have more heads up about what this formative assessment is going to look like, what it's going to contain. So all I can really tell you is if you're worried about any assignments or anything coming up, I will post them with due dates. So please make sure you're looking at this little area right over here for anything that's coming up, okay? Your very first formative assessment will be on Friday. It is an exit ticket, and I will give you the weekend to do it. Okay? So just keep a lookout over here in the corner. All right. Now let's practice saying the date now that we've learned how our numbers and our months. So let's practice saying it. Okay? I'm going to highlight it right here. And ready? Here we go. 31 de marzo, año 2020. Very good. So remember, this says it's the 31st of March, year 2020. All right. Again, de means of. That's another one you're going to see a lot. Just like this one, es, which leads me to the do now. Boys and girls, ¿qué hora es? Go ahead and answer that question. You can pause the video. You can look at the previous videos if you need to practice, but I want you to answer that question for me. Do it right now. ¿Qué hora es? Ready? Pausing point. Okay, so it really depends on when you're watching this video for your answer. I, for example, I'm making this video around 7:30 a.m. So what I would say is, if somebody asks me, ¿Qué hora es, Mr. Perez? I would say, son las 7:34. Of what time? De la mañana, because it's the morning, right? Buenos días. Okay, now let's see. The directions for today. You're going to watch this video first, okay? This is preliminary G. We're going to talk about the weather and the seasons. You're going to, after you do that, I want you to listen to a song on Rockalingua. I've been using Rockalingua a lot, and the reason for that is just to get you guys a resource for you guys to use where you can find games, you can find videos, songs. So I want you to keep that resource in mind, all right? Rockalingua. It's very good. It is for little kids, I know, but you guys are learning the language from start. So it's kind of like your little kids too, and that's okay. So on Rockalingua, I posted the link right down here. What I want you to do is I want you to listen to that Four Seasons song. And if you would like to, I want you to do the coloring activity. This one's optional, okay? I want you to do the coloring activity. So let me show you what that looks like. This is the Four Seasons song. So when you load up the link, it's going to bring you right over here. The song, you can just play it. But if you want to, you can download the song lyrics and drawings, okay? And what that will look like, it's basically like this. These are the song lyrics right here. It's a very short song. And you can color it if you want to. So if you don't have anything to do today, if you're just sitting around at home, you want to practice a little bit, you can download it, print it, and color it. All right? And these are the lyrics for the song. I do want you to listen to the song. Okay? All right. Now, after you do that, the directions say, whoa. Okay. The directions say, listen and watch the short story about winter. So for that, is I posted another link. It's right here. It's a short story. You can listen to it. It does have a little character come out, and it's interactive. And you can also look at the story this way as well. But I want you to listen to it, and then it has like a mini quiz at the end that you can take to see how you did. All right. This is all in Spanish. You're not going to get any help at all, but it's okay. When you take that little mini quiz at the end, don't worry about it. I'm not grading it. So just have fun with it, all right? And last but not least, again, this is optional. If you've been doing the practice sheets, that's awesome. I think you should all be doing it to get a little practice, all right? And this is what the practice sheet looks like today. I will also be attaching that, all right? Okay. So, boys and girls, please do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions about anything at all. Um, if you're concerned about assessments or what you should be doing in class or what you should be what the objectives should be for you or where you should be at, go ahead and reach out to me. I don't mind. All right. I will get back to you. What I'm hoping as of right now is that everybody has been watching the videos. You've been practicing at home. That's super, super important. I cannot stress enough, especially because we're not in the classroom. So please, hopefully you found someone to practice your Spanish. Don't worry about what it sounds like as long as you're trying. Remember that taking risks is the biggest part of this whole thing, especially with the circumstances we're in. All right, let's get started with the lesson. As you can see today, I chose 7A as my little background, kind of change it up a little bit. And let's see, where's the lesson at? Disappeared on me. Where'd it go? There we go. All right. So these are the two pages we're going to be looking at. Today we're going to talk about the seasons and describing the weather. So let's start with the seasons. Let's see. Las estaciones y el tiempo. Something for my Spanish speakers right away. It can get a little confusing for my Spanish speakers when you read something like el tiempo. Because to us who have been reading Spanish and listen to Spanish, when we see el tiempo, we think of the word time. But be really careful because in Spanish, el tiempo is not talking about time. It's talking about the weather. See, kind of confused me already. The weather. All right. Estaciones. You can kind of make out the word station there. Station. Okay. Those are the seasons. The seasons and the weather. El tiempo. Okay. Let's talk about the seasons first. It says in this lesson, you will learn to identify the seasons and describe the weather. So there's only 4 of them, right? So here we go. Las 4 estaciones son. The 4 seasons are. Ready? Here they are. We have. Take a look at this one. What do you guys think this one is? Yes, obviously the winter. All right. It's got a little, you can kind of make out this a mountain with some snow on it. So the way you say the winter, all right, is, ready? Repeat after me. El invierno. One more time, ready? El invierno. Very good. I want you to notice right away The book doesn't tell you this, but these words that you're going to see right in front of the big ones mean these are all the. All right. So what you're really saying here is the winter. Okay. The winter. El invierno. Let's take a look at this one right here. What do you think this might be? All right. If you thought it was the springtime, this is the springtime. I can see some flowers. It looks a little sunny out. And something I want you to notice is the word for spring. Take a look at that word. See if you can make a connection to anything that you know. Go ahead. Well, this actually comes from an Italian word. It's another Italian word. I know. Spanish class, right? Well, the Italian word is primavera. Have any of you guys ever been to a to Olive Garden or something like that and ordered a primavera salad? All right. It's a garden salad, all right? Or like a seasonal salad. The spring is, we use the word primavera. It comes from Italian and it means spring, all right? So let's practice this one. Ready? La primavera. One more time. La primavera. Primavera. Good. All right, let's keep going. We have this picture right over here. What season do you guys think this is? If you thought it was the summertime, you were right. If you thought it was another season, come on, get it together. Just kidding. Now, it's obviously the summertime because you see the sun, you see the beach, the people out there having a great time. Hopefully, we'll have a summer this year. Who knows? Fingers crossed, right? But el verano. Here we go. El verano. El verano. And this is the summer. El verano. Now let's move over to the last one. This is our last season. It is the fall. You can see the colors on the trees. Okay. Now this one has a letter that has a special character on it. If you look at this word here, look at the N. It's got a little squiggly on top. This is called a ñ. And it's a completely different letter that is used in Spanish, and we don't use it in English. I will go over it tomorrow, as tomorrow I believe it'd be a good idea to go over the letters in Spanish. I'm going to include that as part of our wrapping up the preliminary lessons. But the way you say this one for the fall or autumn is el otoño. El otoño. All right? And when you say this letter, you want to say kind of like this sound. Ready? Don't make fun of me. Ready? Ñ. Ñ. Practice doing the sound. I know. Get silly with it. Ready? Ñ. And now you can say otoño. Go ahead and try it. Otoño. Okay. Activity number 1. ¿Qué estación es? What season is it? Name the season. So, yesterday we talked about the months. So, if we're looking at the months of junio, julio, y agosto, los meses de junio, julio, y agosto, what season is it? ¿Qué estación es? I'll leave this up here so you guys can see it. Junio, julio, y agosto. Which one of these four lie in junio, julio, y agosto? ¿Será el invierno, la primavera, el verano o el otoño? Junio, julio, y agosto. El verano. If you chose el verano, you're right. Let's see. Los meses de marzo, abril, y mayo. If you're saying mayo, I can hear it from here. Don't say mayo. It's mayo. All right? Los meses de marzo, abril, y mayo. These four would be la primavera. Muy bien. Marzo, abril y mayo son las estaciones de la primavera. The next ones, los meses de diciembre, enero y febrero. Diciembre, enero y febrero. Which one of these two? Diciembre, enero y febrero. El invierno. That has to be el invierno, right? And the last one, los meses de septiembre, octubre y noviembre. En el otoño. Okay? All right, activity number 2. ¿En qué estación? In what season? Name the season for these events. What season does Thanksgiving lie in? Go ahead. Which one of these 4 seasons is Thanksgiving in? La primavera, el invierno, el verano, o el otoño? If you said el otoño, you're absolutely correct because el otoño means the autumn or the fall. What about April Fool's Day? It's coming up, kids. If you said la primavera, you're absolutely correct because la primavera means the springtime. And what about Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day would be el invierno. Last but not least, we have US Independence Day. For those of you that forgot, it's the 4th of July. And that would be el verano, all right? El verano. Okay. Number 3, juego. Play this guessing game with a partner. Your partner will try to guess the month and date of your birthday. The only hint you will give is the season in which it occurs. Take turns. You're more than welcome to play this game at home, all right? You're going to need today's video, and if you want to review yesterday's video for the months and the day, you can do that as well. You can play this game, all right? With somebody, your parents, your grown-ups, a friend. Obviously, you can't play with your dog, but you know what I mean. Play the game, okay? So, 4 seasons. Let's move on. Describing the weather. So here I'm gonna make some notes. So I'm actually gonna open up a document just because there are a couple things I'm going to talk about really quickly. Now, what I'm going to start doing is when we get to the chapters, I'm going to have you guys take notes on the side. I'm going to ask that you take notes. I'm going to be uploading the notes. I'll talk more about it when we get to it. But basically, I'm going to be doing notes alongside of you on Google Sheets. The only thing is that I'm going to have you guys take notes on the side, and then I'll give you my own notes at the end of the chapters. Because you can use my notes for the tests, but I want you to make your own notes. I am going to make you do some work as far as note taking. It's part of the learning process, especially with the grammar. It helps a lot if you do your own notes. Okay? I have found in the last 2 trimesters that the students that get into the habit, the good habit, and the hang of taking their own notes and then going over their own work, they do a lot better in the class. You don't have to necessarily like taking notes, but you do better overall. I've seen some students that hate taking notes and don't really like it do really well in my class and understand the material much better because they take my suggestions. So we'll get to that when we get to it, all right? As of right now, I'm just going to leave it on the side. Let's go back into it. It says, describing the weather, ¿qué tiempo hace? What's the weather like? Okay? Again, for my Spanish speakers, careful with that word tiempo, okay? Now, we have the four seasons, basically, and then they describe the weather to us. So, what season is this? ¿Qué estación es esta de acá? This would be el verano. Now, en el verano, hace buen tiempo. Ready? Let's practice. Hace buen tiempo. What that says is it literally means it's making good time. I'm going to explain why we use this word hace at the end. Okay? For now, let's just practice the words. Hace buen tiempo. So it's good weather outside, all right? This word buen means good. Hace mucho calor. And you can kind of make this motion right here like he's doing. When you say hace mucho calor, you can make this little action that he's doing. Because hace mucho calor or Hace calor without mucho means it's really hot out. All right. Calor means it's hot. Mucho means a lot. So it's hot. Hace calor. It's very hot. Hace mucho calor. Okay. And the last one, hace sol o hay sol. Both of these are basically saying it's sunny out. All right. Sol is the word for sun. So hace sol, or you could say hay sol. They both mean it's sunny out. All right. Now let's move on. Allergies. Apologies. So this one here, you can tell it's the springtime because it's rainy, even a little ducky out. It's raining. He seems very upset. But this is supposed to be la primavera, the springtime, okay? Now let's practice what it says. When it's the springtime, you can say hace mal tiempo. The weather is bad, all right? It's bad weather out. Now notice how here it's the same sentence, except the only thing we switched was buen and mal. Buen means good, mal means bad. Sometimes when we did the greetings like ¿Cómo estás? How are you? You can answer with estoy mal, I'm doing bad. And instead of saying estoy buen, you would say estoy bien, B-I-E-N, all right? To say you're doing good. Now here they're talking about the weather. So buen tiempo, good weather, mal tiempo, bad weather. And also notice the picture. What's going on in the picture a lot? What's happening? It's raining. The way that you say it's raining, you just say one word. Llueve. Llueve. Now here, you don't really see it, but there is a character here that we're going to talk about tomorrow. The double L. The way you say the double L in Spanish is like a J sound, all right? So llueve, llueve, all right? That means it rains. Let's see what else they have for us. This is what estación? ¿Qué estación es esta? This is the winter time, so el invierno. En el invierno hace frío. Ready? Practice. Hace frío. Very good. It's cold out. And also, yeah, nieva. Nieva. All right. I'm going to talk about this one in a little bit. And the last one, it is the fall or autumn. All right. El otoño. Hace fresco. Hace viento. One more time. Ready? Hace fresco. That means it's cool out. Like it's cool outside. Like nice lukewarm temperature. Hace viento. It's windy out. Viento is windy. Now, here's where I'm gonna make some side notes for you guys. First of all, I want to explain culturally the difference between talking about the weather in Spanish and talking about the weather in English. In English, I want you to look out your window right now. I'm looking out my window and it's nice and sunny, right? I want you to think about what you say when you're describing the weather. You say it is sunny, right? What's it? The weather, right? Okay. Well, in Spanish, the way we think about the weather, the way we describe the weather is a little bit different. You saw us use this word hace. Hace means to make. So, pay attention, ready? What you're saying here is instead of saying it's nice out or it's nice weather outside, what you're really saying is it's making good weather outside. What about this one? Hace calor. It's making it hot outside. Hace mal tiempo. It's making bad weather outside. What about this one? Hace frío. It's making cold. Making. Why would we say making? Well, when we describe the weather in Spanish, the reason why we use this word hace to make is because we're actually describing the weather as if nature was making it be what it is right now. If you're a little confused, basically when you guys describe the weather in English, you're just stating what's happening in the moment. But when Spanish people talk about the weather, we actually talk about it as nature is making the weather right now. Okay? Like, why is it bad weather? Because nature's making it bad weather. Why is it windy out? Because nature's making it windy. All right? Hace viento. That's the only difference. We're going to come back to those differences because it actually plays a huge part in how we look at things, how we describe things, and you can um, you can kind of understand this maybe a little bit more if you spoke Spanish, if you've been using Spanish for a while, or if you just have a little bit more vocabulary, Spanish vocabulary. You don't have to necessarily speak Spanish all the time, but you can understand this the more Spanish you talk and the more you practice. It's just a difference in how we describe things, and you're going to see it later on as well with other things. Okay, so we will come back to these differences. Now, I'm going to make some quick side notes because there's a couple things here that, depending on where you're from, you wouldn't say it. Okay, so hace buen tiempo, that's good. Hace calor, hace sol, hace mal tiempo, llueve, those are fine. But here, ready? Hace frío, that's fine. Nieva. When you say nieva, you're saying snow, all right? Like it's snowing. You can also say something like this. Cae nieve. This is another way to say it's snowing, like it's actually snowing, all right? Cae means to fall, and then nieve is snow. So it's snowing. The action of snowing is these two words, cae, nieve. So let's practice. Ready? Cae, nieve. All right? And that means it is snowing, which basically falling snow. Okay? Now I'm getting very I'm pretty much like breaking this apart so you guys can see that, all right? If I'm confusing you, I apologize. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to pretty much dissect what these words are saying so that you can understand it a little bit better, okay? That's my hope. And then the other thing that I noticed is where to go. This one right here. Hace fresco. Now, when you want to say it's cool out, right? There is another way to say it. I have never heard anybody say hace fresco. Okay. I have heard people say hace viento. It's windy out. Fresco, when it's cool out, you actually say something different. All right. Está fresco. Está means it currently is, or yeah, like it is. So that's one where you're actually not describing nature making the weather. You're actually just saying it's cool outside. All right. And the way you would say that, and in fact, please, if you're actually like using this every day, like if you're actually trying to use the words either to practice at home or if you happen to be you want to get better at speaking Spanish because you already have a little bit of Spanish, I'm going to make one suggestion. Don't ever say hace fresco because you're going to sound a little weird. I would rather you say this more up to date thing, está fresco. All right. The other one, nieva, that's fine. Cae nieve, even better. Okay. So I'll leave these here. You can always pause the video and take these little notes. You don't really have to, so I just made them for you. Okay. Let's keep going. ¿Qué tiempo hace hoy? Tell what the weather is like today. At some point today, go outside and tell me. It is springtime, I believe. Yeah, spring. So just tell me. ¿Hace mal tiempo? ¿Hace buen tiempo? ¿Llueve o hace sol? All right. And then el tiempo, describe the weather. ¿Qué tiempo hace en el verano? And we already went over these. ¿Qué tiempo hace en el verano? You could have said one of these three. Hace buen tiempo, hace calor, hace sol. ¿Qué tiempo hace en el invierno? Hace frío, cae nieve o nieva. ¿Qué tiempo hace en la primavera? En la primavera hace mal tiempo, llueve. That's pretty much it, right? And ¿qué tiempo hace en el otoño? ¿Qué tiempo hace en el otoño? ¿Está fresco o hace viento? Okay? Activity number 6, identify the season according to its weather. All right, here we go. ¿En qué estación está fresco? For that one, you should have said, hold on, I forgot. El otoño. No, wait, la primavera, yes. I guess you could say both because it really means it's cool out. So it could be cool in the springtime, but they want us to say the fall, el otoño, okay? So, ¿en qué estación está fresco? El otoño. Number 2, ¿en qué estación hace mucho calor? You guys tell me, ¿en qué estación hace mucho calor? ¿El verano, la primavera, el otoño o el invierno? El verano, muy bien. ¿En qué estación llueve mucho? Definitely la primavera. But look, they added another one. ¿En qué mes? Mes means month. What month though? What month rains a lot? What does the saying go? April showers bring May flowers. So let's say April. How do you say April in Spanish? Abril. And let's see. ¿En qué estación nieva? Definitely el invierno. Okay. It says get together in small groups, ask one another different types of questions about the season and the weather. So, you don't have to do that one, but definitely do the, if you can, do the other game, this one right here, with somebody. And let's say, for more practice, what you learned so far, do activity LP. Yep, so that's the activity that I have here for you guys. Okay, that is the end of the lesson. Please make sure you listen to the song, okay? And you can follow along with the lyrics. You can download this if you want to color it. Definitely watch the interactive winter story. It's actually it's short, silly. It's okay. And then do the practice sheet, okay? Optional. Don't worry about these notes. These are for you, just so you know. And that's it. Well, hope you guys have a great day today. All right. Again, if you have any questions about anything that's coming up, please reach out. Okay. And that's all. Espero que estén bien. Okay. Que tengan buen día. Hasta luego, muchachos.